Hey everybody, it's the Media Junkie from the Culture of Pop. How y'all doing? Hey everybody, it's the Media Junkie from the Culture of Pop. How y'all doing? I hope you're doing amazing, terrific, and absolutely stunning. I'm doing beautiful today. And I bring to you from PBS, our good friends at PBS. I love PBS. I don't like a lot of what it's come to now, but man, Sesame Street, The Electric Company, that's where I watch PBS, man. Or I mean, that's where I watched all those shows, all those good kids shows with PBS. But anyway, they do. We're really going with that one, Media Junkie. We're going with that take. They do. Remember, I don't edit. Anyway, starring Dick Van Dyke. It's a documentary, of course, about Dick Van Dyke. I have loved Dick Van Dyke since I was a kid. I can remember watching the Dick Van Dyke Show when I was a kid in reruns with my parents because they used to watch it. Of course, they grew up on him even more than I did. And then, of course, the funny movies he was in, the Disney movies, was he in Bedknobs and Broomsticks? Is that this one? I don't know. But he was also, Mary Poppins, of course, the Chimney Sweep. Plus, he did a lot of great other TV shows. What was the one where he was a doctor, Diagnosis Murder? Was that it? Was that his Matlock? I think so. Anyway, I love Dick Van Dyke, so let's get to this. Starring Dick Van Dyke. Guy's going to be 100 this year. He might already be 100. But anyway, and I mean, he's still dancing and all kinds of stuff. He was in that Coldplay video dancing. Man, the guy, I mean, what did he take? What was he on? Anyway, starring Dick Van Dyke. Get it in the comments, guys. Tell me what you think about Dick Van Dyke, and let's go from there with this nice little documentary from PBS.
Are you ready?
Yes!
Here we go.
See, that's Bedknobs and Broomsticks, right? Or am I wrong?
Ladies and gentlemen, Dick Van Dyke.
Well, Dick Van Dyke
So funny.
was one of my idols growing up.
I bet.
Oh, supercalifragilistic.
My friend Dick Van Dyke is an all-round performer.
He can sing, he can dance, he's a comedian, he can do pratfalls and be funny, and he's also very sexy.
Oh!
Bubbling over.
He'd come in
Gotta
and
love
do
that.
a brilliant fall over an ottoman. How could you not be seduced by that?
In a lot of ways, he was like a cartoon come to life.
He was funny, even if he wasn't talking. I mean, he could have done the silent films.
Stan Laurel, Buster Keaton.
Yeah.
When we talk about physical comedy, and Dick Van Dyke. I mean, he is in that category.
You're right.
Of performance.
Oh, mercy.
He was on Carol Burnett quite a few times.
The power
Loved
of
Carol Burnett
Mary
show.
Tyler Moore and Dick Van Dyke together was something we just hadn't seen.
No.
He was a very big part of my childhood. Dick Van Dyke was on my television when I was a little kid, and he was in the movies that I loved.
Yep.
Dick is effortlessly funny.
Thank you.
There's no limit to his talent.
I know he's going to make me laugh, but he can also make you cry and think.
He did do some
Reinventing
serious
yourself
stuff.
is just simply
Diagnosis
surviving
Murder.
in
I think
show
that's it.
business. So I think that he, no doubt, went from great opportunity to great opportunity.
Look at that
and if
man.
you have a great deal of talent, then you can do it.
You can do anything. Icon for sure.
He's perfect in every single way.
Love it. Premieres December 12th, guys, starring Dick Van Dyke. I'll be on PBS on the American Masters program, which is a very famous program where they talk about iconic people like this. I like the fact that they did get a lot of comedians to talk about him. Some of these guys are getting really old and they don't really have a lot of friends. Like Mel Brooks, my God, he's making a movie. He's 100 and he's making Spaceballs 2 right now. Dick Van Dyke's out there dancing like he's 20. I mean, what these older people, man, they had something in their blood. They had something going for them. But this looks really amazing, guys. I'm excited for it. My mom, I know, is excited for it. I haven't told her about it yet, but I will, and she will be excited for it. I hope you guys are too. Tell me that you love Dick Van Dyke. Tell me what your favorite Dick Van Dyke performance is. Did you like the kids' movies that he did? Did you like Dick Van Dyke's show? Did you like Diagnosis Murder, the old people's medical Matlock? They had a lot of those shows. Murder, She Wrote. They had a lot of those shows where the older people were, solving crimes out there, and that was pretty cool. That was 80s, 90s. That was awesome. But, yeah, you guys tell me what you think about starring Dick Van Dyke, and if you love him as much as I do. Otherwise, I am the Media Junkie, guys, from the Culture of Pop. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. marvelous today. I'm doing splentastic.